scene, and I see a small queue there. So there is people who you don't see, but who are hearing you. So obviously, and I'm personally very delighted to hear about when blockchain fails. So we have here from Distributed Lab, Dr. Pavel, and the stage is all yours. Nice to have you with us.
Thank you very much. Thanks for inviting. I thank to all organizers of Disrupted 2022. During these times, I am presenting this from Ukraine. Basically, I've been here most of the time and in Kiev. And it's tough times, but we still work and deliver blockchain to our clients, blockchain projects. I know I have little time, like 10 minutes, but it will be enough for me. It's actually, I surprised that this topic was in interest because I usually, when I talk to my clients, like 80% of the time, I talk them out of using blockchain because it's overkill for them. They don't really understand like how to use it and would waste money if not told about why. So we will go quickly through these reasons. Short intro. I've got PhD in cryptography, so I've designed mathematical protocols. Mathematician, and I was developer as well. My blockchain career started in Stellar in California, 2014, and the same year I co-founded Distributed Lab. So we do a lot of R&D projects for clients. Books, all of them are on Amazon. The 3 of them even translated to Arab language. So that's been a lot of activities. And we also organize conferences in Ukraine. Some of you have been there as well. During the war, we had one. So the topic of when blockchain fails should start from like what people expect from it. So expectations are completely like reasonable. Kind of crypto crowd expects like to have permissionless money, distributed network design, DAOs, and then like enterprises and this common crowd expects reduced trust to insiders and reduced risks after security breaches because of a new security paradigm in blockchain. They expect that they will get auditable data and processes, that they will automate their business logic through smart contracts, and they will finally make their identity management seamless. So these are valid expectations, and but usually they are implemented in a wrong context. So basically, blockchain fails for like 3 reasons, major reasons. Inflated promises. We all know that it's about like ICOs and everything else. When people tell them that tomorrow, like in 2 years, the world will be revolutionized, like all intermediaries, like whatever, eliminated, etc., etc., and our token will be like the biggest one, and market cap will be like trillions. But usually it's not the case because it just cannot be implemented in that way, either for regulatory reasons or technical reasons, or just you could promise that world will be much better if all cars could fly, but the road to flying cars is much harder than people might think, even though then we have planes. So the second reason is that you have completely valid blockchain case, but you try to use it in a vacuum. So, for example, I've got a lot of requests saying like, oh, we have a like enterprise, and we have like some assets that we want to deal with, some, I don't know, like real estate, shares, anything, and we want to manage them through a smart contract. It's a good, basically, desire, but then it happens that the smart contract runs on top of some blockchain, and this blockchain basically doesn't know anything about money or registry of assets that they are dealing with. So basically, blockchain is kind of a separate system, and they have another legacy systems where they account money, stocks, etc., etc. And obviously, you cannot put a smart contract in there. So it will be fixed through either two ways: either all registries of ownership, money and other assets will be moved to some blockchain or many blockchains, and then smart contracts could change ownership on the fly. Or legacy systems will support some kind of smart contract, but they will not be fully smart, because traditional systems don't use cryptography to manage accounts. And there are many other ways, like when you have certain token, and this token is not connected to real life, and you must force all users to switch, and they don't want to switch at once. It takes years. So these are typical thing. And the last one, but very funny, I haven't seen two blockchain experts that fully agree on terms about what blockchain is, what permissionless mean, what other assumptions and how smart contracts should work and what's their goal. So industry is still very immature. It's fine. We are testing many assumptions and still quickly evolving, but that's the truth. Even when you try to hire blockchain expert, blockchain developer, it's usually not a description. You could find the person who was good at smart contracts, but cannot do anything with anything else, with key management, for example. So these are three major reasons. Also, a joke, blockchain fails on Sundays and Saturdays if we talk about Solana. Yeah, but that's I hope it will be fixed, because they invest a lot of money in it anyway. So if you look at the speed of adoption, it's definitely slower than Web 2. So Facebook was growing, YouTube faster than crypto applications. But we'll see. I believe in the bright future. So another interesting thing is the presentation of my friend Lasha Antadze, and the co-founder of Rarimo. So he was also working in blockchain space for many years, and he made a principle, it's on the edge, but so he now doesn't believe in a aggregation of Web 2 plus Web 3. It either should be Web 2 or Web 3. I don't think I fully agree, but there were a lot of experiments. They so far very questionable. So you should think, when you try to connect both worlds, you need to really understand what you do. You need to plan and not to do too much things. So very often people think that decentralization is what people need right now, but usually it's not the case. They need financial results, they need efficiency, they need just to be able to use USDT without actually caring who can stop the transaction or seize the money, etc. And my last slide will be about common myth. So there are a lot of myths that I've heard about it, blockchain is consuming a lot of energy, it needs always some anonymous miners, the only way to use it is to put something on public Ethereum, or it's completely new asset class, or blah blah blah, quantum computer will eliminate all the blockchains and you guys will be out of job in a few years. These are all myth, because they talk about some partial aspects of blockchain and without the big picture. So in every context, it's a different case. So quantum computer, for example, will make a threat for all systems, for all financial systems, not just blockchain. So, and they will all need to update, and it's fine. Cryptographers are ready for that. So it will be still a big change, but yeah, 20 years ago, they were already. I was writing a course work in 2003 about quantum cryptography, based on some published book. So basically, yeah. So like any new technology, the main problem is people don't fully understand its consequences and its kind of nuances, but it's fine. So collectively, industry is maturing. It happens. I want it to be quicker, but it happens okay, in my view. Okay, so if you need if you have any questions or projects, be happy to reply. We've done a lot of projects in this space. We have certain custom libraries and, again, many things. So please don't hesitate to reach me.
Thank you, Dr. Pavel, so very much. Does anyone have questions? I mean, obviously, we heard a very interesting presentation. Any questions? Just a second, there is one.
Thank you, Dr. Pavel. Very interesting approach. Of course, maybe on different level is everybody's talking about the interoperability and cross-chain transactions. Do you believe that CCIP has same kind of opportunity than the existing internet protocol has? That it will be the standard of interoperability transactions? Chainlink's CCIP.
I don't have too much, knowledge about particular technology. I know Chainlink, obviously. No, I haven't checked the particular protocol, so yeah, it's hard to me to answer this question. But there will be many attempts. So in my blockchain lifetime, I've heard about dozens of initiatives that were about to solve all the problems, and some of them are still alive and trading, have token. But in reality, there is no any silver bullet. You need to have many lead bullets, and I can tell you about what should be done in order to have a perfect world. These are very simple steps. So these are you need to have APIs for all kinds of services. So
the plan for CCIP is to be the same for blockchain than the TCPs for internet. So this kind of protocol,
but that's just okay. You can have marketing talks, and you can have what needs to be done on the low level. So on the low level, you need to have APIs for everything. You need to have cryptography everywhere. So for every piece of data, it should be signed and hashed somehow, so you can check its integrity. You need to blockchainize that existing databases. So all the data will be stored. It doesn't need to be immutable, but it just will be with integrity control mechanisms. You need to have all the websites need to eventually have wallet-oriented infrastructure, and the technology to manage accounts should support privacy technologies. So these are you cannot build anything without filling these steps. So yeah,
great.
Obviously, could happen so with a particular project.
Okay, and in case the audience, you are not following Dr. Pavel in LinkedIn or social media, please do so. Just let you know that you have a big fan here. I'm following you, and our hearts is with you all in Ukraine. So thank you so much for having the time for us today.